Gurubhyo Namaha. First we will recite the
full.
Not full. full on Tuesday. Okay. From 21, last class.
She's prepared.
She's
prepared.
Yeah. Evam samkhiyamane tu swasainyē mahishāsuraha mahishena svarūpena trāsayāmāsa tān ganān kānśit tunda prakārena kurakṣēpaistatthā parān लाङ्गूलताडितांश्चान्यान् शृङ्गाभ्यां च विधारितान् वेगेन काचिदपरान् नादेन भ्रमणेन च निःश्वासपवनेनान्यान् पातयामास भूतले निपात्य प्रमदानीकम् अभ्यधावतसोऽसुरः सिंहं हन्तुं महादेव्या कोपं चक्रे तथोऽम्बिका सोऽपि कोपान् महावीर्य कुरक्षुण्ण महीतलः शृङ्गाभ्यां पर्वतानुच्चां चिक्षेप जननाद च वेगभ्रमणविक्षुण्णा महीतस्य व्यसीर्यत लाङ्गूलेनाहतश्चाब्धिः प्लावयामास सर्वतः दुदशृङ्गविभिन्नाश्च खण्डं खण्डं ययुर्गणाः श्वासानिलास्ता शतशो निपेतुर्नभसोऽचलाः इति क्रोधसमाद्मादमापतन्तं महासुरम् दृष्ट्वा सा चण्डिका कोपं तत्पदाय तदाकरोत् साक्षित्वा तस्य वैपाशं तं बबन्ध महासुरम् तत्याजमाहिषं रूपं सोऽपि बद्धो महामृधे ततः सिंहो भवत्सद्यो यावत्तस्याम्बिका शिरः चिनत्ति तावत् पुरुष खड्गपाणिरदृश्यत तदैवाशु पुरुषं देवी चिच्चेदसायकैः तं खड्गचर्मणा सार्धं ततः सोऽभून्महागजः करेण च महासिंहं तं च कर्षजघर्ज च कर्षतस्तु करं देवी खड्गेन निरकृन्तत ततो महासुरो भूयो माहिषं वपुरास्थितः तदैव क्षोभयामास त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरम् तथ क्रुद्धा जगन्माता चण्डिका बाणमुत्तमम् पपौ पुनः पुनश्चैव जहासारुणलोचना ननर्द चासुरः सोऽपि बलवीर्यमधोद्धतः विशानाभ्यां च चिक्षेप चण्डिकां प्रतिभूधरान् सा च तां प्रहितांस्तेन चूर्णयन्ती शरोत्करैः उवाच तं मदोद्धूत मुखरागाकुलाक्षरम् देव्योवाच गर्ज गर्ज क्षणं मूढ मधु यावत् पिबाम्यहम् मया त्वयि हतेऽत्रैव गर्जिष्यन्त्याशु देवताः ऋषिरुवाच एवमुक्त्वा समुत्पत्य सारूढां तं महासुरम् पादेनाक्रम्य कण्ठे च शूलेनैनमधाडयत् ततः सोऽपि पदाक्रान्तस्तया निजमुखात्ततः अर्धनिष्क्रान्त एवासि देव्या वीर्येण संवृतः अर्धनिष्क्रान्त एवासौ युध्यमानो महासुरः तया महासिना देव्या शिरश्चित्वा निपातितः तया महासिना देव्या शिरश्चित्वा निपातितः ततो हाहाकृतं सर्वं दैत्यसैन्यं ननाशदत् प्रकर्षं च परं जग्मु सकला देवतागणाः तुष्टुवुस्तां सुरा देवीं सह दिव्यैर्महर्षिभिः जगुर्गन्धर्वपतयो ननृतुश्चाप्सरो गणाः। ॐ इति श्रीमार्कण्डेयपुराणे सावर्णिके मन्वन्तरे देवी माहात्म्ये महिषासुरवधो नाम तृतीयोऽध्यायः। Last week, first 20 verses dealt with all the generals being massacred. You have to use only that word, I think. The way it happened, they were put to death in different way, each one in their own way. She didn't choose the same way for everyone. Then you will know the reason as we progress on the thing. You will know why. The same thing. She could have taken a sword and killed everyone, but she didn't do it. She did, for each one she chose a way to kill him. After seeing everyone, all his generals killed and all the entire army completely demolished, Mahishan got angry because he's a lone soldier now. Evam samkshiyamano manetu swasainyē mahishasura. Samkshiya means perish in front of his own eyes. The entire army got perished. It disappeared. No, none of them are alive. Swasainyē Swasainya, his army, he saw everybody perish in front of him. Mahishena swarupena trasayamasa talgana. He takes the form of Mahisharupam. His own swarupam is Mahisharupam. Mahisham means a buffalo. He takes the form of a buffalo, his own rupam, and started frightening the Devi Ganas. Devi army is there, no, still intact. So he started frightening them with his rupam. His rupam is ghora, beastly rupam. He is beastly himself. That is why he has taken a shape of a beast. So it is like, in a movie when the villain enters, how he is projected to show the prowess of that villain. In the same way, the next few lines describe how beastly, ferocious, how huge, how tormenting his image is. They make us understand how huge he is in all ways, how prowess he is, how beastly he is. That is very important, because that is the reason he has taken the beast shape. No? How he was sometimes when you look at some people who are much bigger, we get infuriated by their very presence. No? Like that, this Mahishan, the next few lines describe Mahishena Swarupena Trasa. He started to frighten the Devaganas. Devi's army started frightening them. Because his army is now met with that kind of a destruction, now he takes the Rupam, terrified Devi's army with his very form. There is nothing else he has done, only his form terrified the girls, women, God's Shakti army. Kanchit tunda praharena Kurakshepaistathaparam. Tunda prahar. Tunda means his snout. You know, a buffalo has got a snout. If you imagine the face of a buffalo, there's a small snout which is projecting. With this spout, he started attacking, like jostling people. People are like, striking them with his, with this snout. Tunda means snout. Praharena is attacking somebody with a snout. Kurakshepaistathaparam. Kura means hoofs. You know, all this cattle, they have that hoofs. Buffalo hoof it is. Kurakshepai, kicking with the hoof. Kurakshepaistathaparam. So he was jostling with this snout and he was kicking with his hoofs. Lambula thaditam chanya. With his tail, he was lashing his tail. And it was like, beating everybody around. Everybody was struck by when he was vigorously, he was beating everyone with his tail. All happening at the same time. Shrinkabhyam cha vidharita. Buffalo horns, he was tearing upon people. Tearing upon, not staring upon. Tearing upon people. Disfiguring them with his horns. So his attack, first his beastly nature, anger, all these things are exhibited here. He wants to just wipe off everybody in front of him because his anger has reached the peak. He's what you can call it as the negative aspect of the rajas. That anger is at its peak, and he was like, whatever be the form, he was doing it in all the forms. With his snout, with his legs, with his tails, with his horns, he was frightening everybody there. Vegena kanchit. With his speed, he toppled. Kanchit means few people. He toppled with his speed. Nadena brahmanena cha. His bellowing, that made people, it's so loud, people, brahmanena means going in a circle, swirl. Like, people were like swirling with this because of the sound that how loud it must be. Too loud a sound. So he toppled a few with his speed, and he was swirling people with mere his sound. Nadhena brahmanena cha. Nishvasa pavanenanya. Nishvasa pavanena. The blast of air he breathes out. Nishvasa. Pavanenanya. Anya na anya. Pavanena anya. Padayamasa bodhale. She brought still. Bhutale means bringing people, down on the floor, ground. Padayamasa. People being brought down to the floor, to the ground, only by his breath, blast of air that he breathes out. How terrifying he is. These are all the terms that they use only to show how terrifying he is. Nimatya pramadhanekam abhyadavata sosura. So first he cleared his way. With all these actions, he wanted to approach. His abhyadavata, he is approaching Devi now. Nipatya pramadhani. After putting everybody down to the ground, Nipatya, after destroying the army, everyone falling down on the floor, he got his way towards Devi. Abhyadhavata sosura. So Devi is seated on a singham. First, he attacks the lion. So she comes onto the ground. Simham hantum mahadevya kopam chakre thatambika. Ambika was watching everything. Everybody is falling down. He is coming and he is trying to kill the simham. Her anger goes up. See what happens. So many times we are seeing in few verses after this, like her anger growing up, and she drinking wine, liquor. All these things are only to equate with his. She also raising the game according to the opponent you face. You may not be a good player, but if your opponent is good, your game also gears up. Some notches it goes up. So like that, she ups her game when she sees his anger. His anger is so much because he is angry by nature. But his anger had gone up so much seeing the destruction of the entire army. Who is this lady? I am going to finish her off. There is no other thought coming in his head. That act of destruction. That is what the negative aspect of Rajas leads to. Negative aspects of Rajas is something is so destructive in nature. Positive aspect is like, bringing some kind of a peace. But negative aspect goes only as destruction. So his nature, so Devi also ups her game now. She her anger goes up when he approaches the lion to kill it. She got really enraged. That is what kopam chakre. The anger just grew up in her when he saw her lion being attacked by him. Will he be quiet? He is already angry, personified. Seeing her getting angry, his anger also increased. Sopi Kopan Mahavirya. So his anger, how he exhibited his anger. His hoofs, his leg, he started beating the ground. Because that is the nature of for cattle, to beat the ground with the hoofs. When to get the speed or to show the anger. You can see all bullfights, you can see how they start digging the earth or beating the earth vigorously. So, Sopi Kophan Mahavirya. So, when Devi's Krodham grew up, this Mahisha's anger also grew. What he did? Kurakshunna Mahidala. He started pounding the earth. Mahidala means ground. Mahi means earth. Thala means flat surface of the earth. So Mahidala is on the ground. He started Kurakshunna. Chunna means pounding it vigorously with his hoofs. So Sopi Kophan Mahavirya Kurakshunna Mahidala. So his anger grew up and he started pounding the earth with his hoofs. Shrungabhyam parvadanucham chikshepa cha nanada. Nanada. Chikshepa nanada. Shrungabhyam, with his horns, he started mountains, he started uprooting the mountain and flinging it up high. Mountains were flung high because he was breaking it and taking it with his horns. And Chikshebachan, and not only he was, these mountains are flung, he was also bellowing loudly. Nanada means loud, frightful sound he was creating. Sobi Kophan Mahavirya Kurakshunna Mahidalaha. Shringabhyam Parva Ucha means skywards. He just flung the mountain skywards. Shringabhyam Parvadanucham Chikshebacha Nanada. So he was bellowing frightfully. Mahavirya, they are not demeaning him at all here. See, Kopan Mahavirya, hungry soldier is Vega Brahmana Vikshunna Mahitasya Vishiryata. Vega Brahmana Vikshunna. Because of the speed and the force with which he is pounding the earth was breaking apart. Vyashiryata. Vyashiryata means breaking apart. Earth, because of his continuous trampling, continuous pounding, Vegena Brahmana Vikshunna. With the speed and the power, with the strength that he was showing, the entire earth was giving way, tore apart. Langulena hataschabdi. Abdi means ocean. Langula, I told you, it is his tail. So he was flashing water from the ocean with his tail. The entire place is getting submerged because of the ocean water. Plavayamasa is getting submerged. Sarvataha, the entire thing was getting submerged because he was flashing the water with his tail from the ocean. Ocean was getting overwhelmed and the water is coming out and it was flooding everywhere. Vega Brahmana Vikshunna Mahitasya Vyashiryatha Langulena Hataschabdi Plava Yamasa Sarvataha. Everything was getting submerged because of his action. Dudha Shrinka Vibhinnascha Ghantam Yayurghanaha. He was shaking his horns, Dudha Shringa. Because he was shaking his head and shaking his horns, Shringa means horns, Dudha means shaking. So when he was shaking the horns, Vibhinasha, what did happen? Like Yayurghanaha, Ghanaha means clouds. Khandam, it broke into pieces, the clouds. The way he was shaking his horns, the clouds were getting into pieces. Yayurghana, they not only get fragmented, they just get dispersed. The force was so much that the clouds were getting dispersed and after being fragmented by his moving the horns. Dudha Shringa Vibhinnascha Khandam Yayurghana. Yayu means dispersing, Ghanaha is clouds. Swasa Nilasta Shadasho Nipetur Nabasochana. Nabha means sky. Nabasochana. Achala means mountains. So first his Shringam, he took all the mountains and flung it up the sky. No, they were all falling down from the sky. What happened? His breathing out made it into pieces. His breath made it into pieces. Swasa Nilasta. Nilasta means they were tossed about. They were tossed about and they fall down. Nipetur, they fall down. Shadasho, in hundreds and thousands of pieces. The mountains that were falling from the sky were tossed about by his exhaling breath and broken into thousands of pieces and it fell down on the earth. This is the explanation for this. Swasa Nilasta. Swasa Nilasta. Shadasho Nibhet. Nilasta means tossed about. Nilasta means tossed about. Swasa, it is exhaling his breath, his breath. Shadasho. Shadasho means hundreds of pieces. Nipethur. Nipetha means falling down on earth. Nabha. Nabha is sky. Achala is mountains. So mountains were broken into hundreds of pieces, tossed about by his breath, and it all fell down on the ground from the sky. Dudha Shringa Vibhinnascha Khandam Yayurghanaha. Swasa nilasta shadasho nibhedhur navasochalaha. Idi krodha samadmadam apatantam mahasuram. So with so much inflated anger is krodham. Krodham means anger. Samadma, that is swollen, inflated anger. Apatandam, he approached Ambika. So Mahasura, this Asura, with his inflated anger, thus approached Ambika. Ithi, thus he approached Ambika. Krodha samadmadam, apatandam, approach. Apatati means approaching. Approaching, mainly assailing. Mahasuram, you know Mahasuram. Drishtvasa chandika kopam tatvadhaya tadakarot. Drishtvasa chandika kopam. Looking at him, approaching with so much anger, her anger also went up. And that with that kopam, because the word chandika is used here only to denote how angry she was. 3 times in this next few lines, the word Chandika, whenever her anger had to be mentioned, like, described, the term Chandika is used. And sometimes what happens, the word Ambika also used simultaneously, so describing both though she is angry. It is like a mother getting angry at a child. That doesn't happen because of anger. That happens only because of love and affection.
There is no dvesha.
There is no dvesha. He has to be finished to save the humanity, but there is no dvesha. As much as we are her children, demons are also her children. Both the aspects, this is the beauty of Devi Mahatmyam. What Devi Mahatmyam says is don't think only positive things come out of the divine. Both positive and negative come out. That's why when the Samudra Mathanam happens, first only the poison comes out. Amritam comes in the end. So both exist, the coexistence of both positive and negative. Emergence also, it is from the same divine aspect. Both of them come. That is the duality that we see. We have to see the Brahman beyond these two. That is what we have been given, all humans have been given brains to decipher. To see the Brahman beyond this duality, beyond this positive and negative, because she or he is in the neutral form, neutral gear. There is no reverse or acceleration there. Okay? Drishtvasa chandika kopam tadvadhaya, to kill him, to slay him, he also increased her tadakaro. It also aroused her. She increased her wrath to slay him, prepared to slay him. Iti krodha samadmadam apathantham mahasuram drishtvasa chandika kopam tadvadhaya tadakaro. Sa kshiptva tasya vaipasham tam babanta mahasuram. So for what she did, she threw her pasham, that rope that she has now in her hand. That is the first thing. She draws all of us towards her by binding us with the pasham. So first thing is this. She threw the pasham. She bound him, babanta, babanta mahasura. So she threw, kshiptva, she threw, tasya vaipasam, she threw the rope towards him, tam babanda mahasuram, to bind him and bound him, babanda mahasuram, she bound him. Tatyaja mahisham rupam. What happened? He didn't want to get caught. We also don't want to get caught in her pasham. So we find a delusive way to get out of it. Because we have got so many interesting things outside. Why go there? No? Like that. Tat yaja. Yaja means giving up. Giving up. Tat yaja. Immediately what happens? This Mahishan gives up his Mahisha Rupam. Tat yaja Mahisham Rupam. He gave up his Mahisham Rupam. Sopi Baddho Mahamrude. Because he was confined by this rope, he just wanted to get the release. So he just gave up his Mahisham. Mahisham is huge. Comparatively, like you can top the sky, mountains, everything, you can imagine how huge he must have been. So the noose got loose and he escaped because he gave up that huge Mahisham Rupam. Sa chiptva tasya vaipasham tam babhanda mahasuram tat yaja Mahisham Rupam. Sopi baddho mahamrudhe means fierce battle. Mrudha means battle. Mahamrudhe is fierce battle. So he gave away, he sacrificed his Rupam, Mahisha Rupam in the fierce battle, which she bound him, Baddho.
From Mahisha he comes back to Manusha.
Manusha varla. That's the next line chalvada. Tata Simho Bhavat. So, from the Mahisham Rupam, he takes the form of a lion. Tata Simho Bhavat. He takes the form of, he gives up Mahisham Rupam, in the previous line we saw. When she bound him with the pasham, with the rope, he gave up his Rupam and he transformed himself into a lion. Into a lion. Sadhyo yavat tasyambika shiraha chinati. As soon as he took the Rupam, in no time, Ambika cut his head. Shira chinati. Chinati means cutting. Yavat sadhyo yavat. As soon as she cut his head, okay? Form of lion. Lion head has been chopped off. As soon as she chopped off the lion's head, tavat purusha khadga panira drishyata. His life doesn't leave, no. Before his life left, he took the form of a purusha, a human form with the sword and a shield. Charma, khadga panira drishyata. He transformed himself into a human form with shield and a sword. Yavat tasyambika shirachinati tavat purusha khadga panira drishyata. That is how it comes. The very moment that she cut his head off, immediately he took the form of human being with a sword and a shield in his hand. Okay? Tata simho bhavat sadhyo yavat tasyambika shiraha chinatti tavat purusha khadga panira drishyata. He was seen in a human form with a sword and a shield. Khadga panira, holding a sword in his hand. Tathayevashu purusham devi chicheda sayakaihi. Sayaka means arrows. Now, Ambika again cut his head with her arrows. You see, how many different ways she is handling him. Cut his head with her arrows. Chicheda means, I told you, it is chinati, chicheda, all are cutting. Cutting the hair. Evashu purusham devi chicheda sayakaihi. Sayaka is arrows. He cut him cut him with her arrows. What that arrows did not only cut him, kill him. It also Khadga Charmana, he had both the shield and the sword, that all went shredded into pieces. Shredded into. The moment it happened, like he was killed, and his shield and the sword got into pieces. He took the form of Asurobhun Mahagajaha. He took the form of an elephant. Now in the order you have to remember, first he was the Mahisham Rupam, then he turned into Simham to a human being, and now to a Mahagaja, into an elephant. Tham Khadga Charmana Sardham Tata Sobhon Mahishasura Mahagaja. The moment this happened, that he was killed, and with his sword and shield shattered, he took the form of a huge elephant, Mahagaja. Instantly, with her arrows, Devi cut him to shreds along with his sword and shield. Then he took the form of a great elephant. Tata yeva shupurusham Devi chicheda sayakaihi tham khadga charmana sadham tada sobhun mahagajaha. Okay, he is now in the form of an elephant. This is the process all of us go through it, because we want to safeguard our ego at any point of time, be it anything. Like we don't want that to be hurt. Getting the ego hurt is the worst thing that can happen to any of us. No, none of us. We always find a way to escape from whatever be the knowledge, whatever be the jnanam that you gain. When it comes to this, we always want to safeguard that ego somehow. So this time he has taken a form of an elephant. Karena cha mahasimham tam chakarsha jagarjacha. So he comes Karena with his trunk. Mahasimham, he is bent on attacking the Simham. Because he is not able to even win over the Simham, then only he can go to Devi. So, Karena cha Mahasimham tam chakarsha jagarjacha. So, with his trunk, he held the Simham and dragged. Chakarsha. Karsha means dragging. Chakarsha. Jagarjacha. And he was also trumpeting loudly, because now he is not bellowing. When he was a Mahisharupam, he was bellowing. Now he is an elephant, he is trumpeting loudly. But loudness never is so common in both the cases. Like Jagarjaja, he was trumpeting loudly, and he dragged her mighty lion, Mahasimham, mighty lion, with his trunk. Karena cha Mahasimham tam chakarsha jagarjaja. So he was trumpeting loudly and dragging the Simham with his trunk. Kashatastu karam Devi khadghena nirakrantata. Ambal is seated on the lion now. When he tried to drag the lion, she cut the trunk with her sword. Because trunk only is holding the lion, no? She cut the trunk. So Kashatastu, when he was being dragged like that, Karam, the trunk which was dragging the lion, Kashatastu Karam, the trunk which was dragging the lion, Devi Khadghena Nirakrantata. Nirakranta means removed. Removed here what? In only way with this sword, she cut it off. Devi Khadghena. Khadgam is the sword. With the Khadgam, she removed the hand. Karena cha Mahasimham tam chakasha jagarjacha. He dragged her mighty lion with his trunk and trumpeting loudly. Kashatastu karam devi, that he khadghena nirakrantata. So she removed the trunk which was dragging the lion with the sword. Karena cha mahasimham tam chakarsha jagarja cha kashatastu karam devi khadghena nirakrantata. Tatho mahasuro bhuyo mahisham vapurastitaha. Now he has come back to a full circle. He took so many forms. As soon as his trunk was cut, he goes back to his original form of Mahisharupa. Okay? Once again he assumed bhuyo. Bhuyo means again. Bhuyas means again. Bhuyo. Bhuyaha. Bhuyo, the sandhi comes there. So, Tatho Mahasuro Bhuyo, again, once again, he took the Mahisham Vapurastita, he took the, assumed the form of the Mahasura, assumed the form of a buffalo. What happened as soon as he assumed it, his buffalo form, Tathaiva Kshopayamasa Trilokyam Sacharacha. The entire three worlds, with its moving and unmoving jivas, was completely shaken, trembled, started. All the worlds, three worlds were chobayamasa. Choba means, chobayati means trembling. So chobayati, tathaiva, the moment he took the buffalo form, all the three worlds with its moving and unmoving jivas, atmas, started trembling. It's Aghora Rupam of Mahisham, huge and frightening. Tatho Mahasuro Bhuyo Mahisham Vapurastitaha Tathaiva Kshopayamasa Trilokyam sa Characharam. Tatha Kruddha Jagan Mata, that is what again? Chandika Panamuttam, Jagan Mata. She's the mother of. See, if when the entire world is getting trembled, all the three worlds are getting trembled, she's the mother of this world. So that is why what angered her, Kruddha, she got very angry. Jagan Mata, because her world is getting agitated, trembling under his care. He's frightening the entire world. So the mother instinct comes in her. So Jagan Mata, Kruddha, when a mother gets angry, she is a Chandika. She's a Chandika Mahakali, not Mahalakshmi. If you are going to disturb a mother, you are gone. No? Right? No? That is what Tatha Kruddha Jagan Mata. So Jagat, this Mata of this world, when she got angry, Chandika Panamuttam. Chandika, then she became a Chandika. When the mother became with her anger, because of her anger, she became a Chandika. Panamuttam. Panam means the drink. Uttama means the divine drink. Because she has got a Panapatram given by Dhanadipati, which never gets empty, it is always full. So from that, Papau Punaf Punaschaiva, she drinks again and again. Papau Punaf Punascha, Puna means again and again. Punaschaiva, Jahasarunalocha, she is laughing loudly. Hasa, Arunalochana, with her eyes getting reddened because she is drinking that wine. Again and again she is drinking and she is laughing and her eyes are complete. This is all aspect of Rajas. This is all aspect of the eyes getting the reddened eyes and laughing loudly and drinking. All those things are extreme, this is one extreme Rajas is Mahishan, this Rajas is Ambika. Both of them are in the Rajasic aspect in this battle. Tatha Kriddha Jaganmata Chandika Panamuttamam Papau Punaschaiva Jahasaruna Lochana. Aruna Lochana is reddened eyes. With reddened eyes she was laughing again and again. She drank that Uttama Panam and then she was laughing again and again. Nanarda Chasura Sopi. So she is laughing here. He is roaring here loudly. Nanarda Chasura. Asuran didn't keep, you only can laugh, I can roar even loudly. You can imagine, no? Two people fighting here. She is laughing loudly and he is saying, you can only laugh, I can roar. He was roaring. Nanartha means roaring loudly. He was roaring loudly. Sopi bhalavirya madham. See, madham means pride. Pride. Madham means pride. See all the passions that we are. There are 6 passions we say. Like in that we saw anger. We say na kama, krodha. Kama means desire. Krodha means anger. Lobha means they say miserly, jealousy. Greed, yeah, greed. Lobha means greed. Madha means pride. Matsarya means jealousy. So we have been seeing his anger throughout. We have been seeing only that. Now that anger has diverted into, because he was able to be evasive in every form. So Bhala Virya Madhodadaha, his strength and valor. Madha Madhodadaha. So he reached that, what you say, that...
He is intoxicated by his own valor and strength.
Yes. When she was intoxicated by the wine that she drank, he was intoxicated by his powers. Bhalam, the strength, and the virya, valor. Because he could be evasive to all her attempts. So both of them are, what they say is, they are the extremes of Rajas. 2 extremes of Rajas fighting there. How it is happening? This is what the entire thing is based on Rajas. Last time, in the first Prathama Charitram, it was Tamas aspect. Nothing in extremity is poison. It's always poisonous. It's not good. Anything in extremity, sorry, it should be like that. Anything in extremity is not good. So, extreme tamas we saw in Madhukaitava, and extreme rajas we are seeing here with Mahishasura. So, Nanartha Chasura, he started making loud noise, roaring loudly, Sopi Bhalavirya, and that happens. She is under the influence of Madhu, and he is under the influence of his mother, his pride. Madhodadaha Vishanabhyam Chachiksheva Chandikam Pradibhutara. Bhutaran means mountains. Vishana here means, we have seen Srunga is horns, Vishana is also horns. Vishanabhyam Chachiksheva. What he did, he just used his horns to lift the mountains. Chiksheva, aimed at Ambika. Aimed the Bhudaran here is mountains. Vishanabhyam Bhudaran. So with his horns he lifted the mountains. Chiksheva Chandikam Prati. He aimed at Amba. She threw at her. So the Asura first bellowed in return. He roared in return, intoxicated with his own might and valor. Vishana, and with his horns he hurled mountains at Chandika. Nanandachasuras-sobhi bhalavirya madoddadaha Vishanabhyam chachiksheva Chandikam pratibhudaram. So he hurled the mountains at her. Sachatan prahitam stena churnayanti sharodkarai. Sharodkarai is volley of arrows. Only with her arrows, continuous volley of arrows, she churnayanti, she made all the mountains into pieces. Churnayanti means powdered actually. Churna is powder. So churnayanti, she shattered everything reduced them to dust. Sachatan prahitam stena churnayanti sharodkaraihi. So with her arrows only she reduced all the mountains to dust. Churnayanti. Uvachata madodhudha mukha raga kulaktam. Again the aspect of rajas. Mukha raga means face flushed as a red, it is flushed because she has taken that drink. So her face looked flushed because of her intoxication. He is intoxicated with his own might. She is intoxicated with the wine she drank. So because of the divine drink, her face was looking flushed. Mukha raga kulaksharam. Her face was looking red. And uvacha, she started addressing him now. She stopped the war and she is shouting at him. Garjayishyanti. She is shouting, there is no Garjayishyanti here. Uvachata. Now probably she is telling in a soft tone, Uvacha. Addressed him excitedly like Sachatan prahitam stena churnayanti sharodkaraihi Uvachatam madodhutha mukha raga kulakshara. Because of the madhu, the divine drink that she has taken, her face has become red, flushed face, and she addressed him. Let us now see what she told. Devi Uvacha, Devi said, Garja, Kshana Muda Madhu Yavat Pibamyaham. Garja, shout. As much as you want, shout. Muda, fool, you shout. Garja. Madhu Yavat Pibamyaham. Till I drink my portion of my wine, you keep screaming. You fool, you keep screaming. Garja, kshanam moda, madhu yavat pibamyaham. When I am drinking my portion of wine, you keep shouting. You fool, you keep screaming, no issues. Maya tvayi hate traiva. Garjishyantyashu devataha. She is Garjishya, she is saying loudly. Maya tvayi hate traiva. Till after I have slain you, after I kill you, Garjishyantyashu devataha. Atra eva. Hatha atra eva. This is the hate traiva. Atra means here. Hatha atra eva. That is what hate traiva. Maya tvayi hatha atra eva. Garjishyantyashu devata. The devatas will be, now you are screaming. After I kill you, devatas will be really screaming here. They will be cheering me. Now, while I am drinking my wine, you are screaming now, Garja. You just keep bellowing loudly. Roar loudly, no problem. Because Once I kill you, at this very place where you are screaming now, at this very place, Devatas also will be screaming after you are dead. At this very place. Atra eva, at this very place. At this very place where you are dead, after I slay you, at this very place, Garjayishyantyashu Devataha. Devatas will be screaming now. Now you are screaming after I kill you. At this very place, Devatas will be screaming with joy. That's the only difference. Now he is screaming with anger. They are going to cheer loudly. Garja garja kshanam moda madhuyavat pibhamyaham maya tvayi hathe traiva garjayishyantyashu devataha. So, at this very place, Devatas will be cheering after I slay you. So now Rishi is winding up the story now. He has come back. Yeva mukta samutpathya sarudam tam mahasura. Yeva muktva, after having said this, she rose, samutpathya she rose. Arudam, she leaped upon the Asura. Matham aruda tam mahasura. She jumped at him, leaped at him. Yeva muktva samutpathya. She arose from her lion and she leaped upon him. Padena kramya kantecha. With her foot, she put it on his neck and pinned him down. Pinned him down. Padena kramya kantecha. On his neck, she put her foot and pinned him down so he doesn't move. Shulena mathadayat. And pierced him with her shul. Now the story is not complete. She only pierced him. She didn't kill him. She pierced him with the shulam. After pinning him down, she pierced him with the shulam. Yeva muktva samutpathya sarudam tam mahasuram padena kramya kantecha shulenaina mathadaya. Mathadayat is piercing, pierced. Padena kramya, she put her foot on his neck and pinned him down. Shulenaina mathadaya, she pierced him with her shulam or spear. Tatas sopi padakrantas thaya nijamukha tatah. So he is trapped, he cannot move, he is trapped under her foot. Devya viryena samvritha. That is, I will tell you everything. The connection is Devya. He is completely suppressed and subdued by her might because trapped under her feet. He was completely subdued by her viryena. Devya viryena. By her might, he was trapped under her foot. Pada kranta taya nija mukhatata ardha nishkranta evasid. There emerged his nija swarupam through his mouth. Nija mukhatata, from his mukham, that mahisha rupam emerged ardha nishkranta evasid. Asid means emerging. Emerged ardha, half dead soul. It is like, he's not fully gone, halfway through. You can say it like, emerged from his mouth. Nija mukhatata ardha nishkranta evasid. Understood, or should I explain one more time? Because he was trapped under her foot by her might. He could not move. Trapped under her foot. That time, and she has pierced him with his shula. His true swarupam emerged through his mouth. Emerged through his mouth. True swarupam means, be it a human being or animals or anything, our Nija Swarupam is our soul. Our Nija Swarupam is Antaratma. Atma is the Nija Swarupam. Ardha Nishkranta, that emerged halfway, that is not fully emerging. Still is not fully emerging. After being even pierced by her, he is not completely given up his ego, still he wants to fight. So his Nija Mukhatataha, through his mouth, his Nija Mukham, his Swarupam, actual Swarupam emerged through his mouth. No, the soul is departing. No, sometimes it goes through the mouth or sometimes it goes through the eyes. The soul departs. So he is still conscious, and it is only like, halfway through. The soul is exiting only halfway through. He is not completely gone. His ego is not completely gone. He is only halfway through. The soul is emerging out. Tatas sobi padankratas taya nija mukhatataha ardha nishkranta evase devya viryena samvrtaha. Samvrta, I told you, is suppressed or subdued, trapped there under Devi's foot and crushed by her might. He emerged halfway in his true form from his buffalo mouth. At the end of the day, even if he is a demon, his true form is that of the Brahman, which is always in the Ananda Swarupa, which is pure and which is Sachidananda Swarupa. There is no difference in that. He is demon outside, his character is overpowered by something else, but his true consciousness is still the Brahman, which is the Ananda Swarupa. We have to understand that. Whoever it is, that is why we give that place, because being divine or being demonic and divine forces both exist in each one of us. You cannot term anyone as completely bad or anyone as completely good, because both good and bad exist in every being. The worst being Mahishasura, he is a demon. Even in him the true form, the truth exists. That is what they say. It's halfway through. Ardha Nishkranta, it emerged. He got half a knowledge. We can say even book knowledge. I will explain it in the end after we finish the meaning of these lines. So halfway through it emerged, his true form emerged. Ardha Nishkranta evasau yudhyamano mahasura. Even with half life he was fighting with her. Yudhyamano, he was fighting still, even half revealed. Truth is half revealed. The Brahman is standing in front of you. The Brahman is in you. Both are the same. That knowledge, somehow it is like, missing here. Because he is still fighting. Yudhyamano mahasura. He is still fighting. Last. Then what happened? Taya mahasina devya shiraschitva nipadita. So she took her great sword. Asin means sword. And chopped off his head. Shiraschitva, cut his head, beheaded him with her sword. Nipaditaha, it fell. Asura fell. Taya nipaditaha, the Asura fell to Devi, beheaded by her great sword. Ardha nishkranta evasau yudhyamano mahasuraha. Taya mahasina devya shiraschitva nipatitaha. Tatahaha krutam sarvam daitya sainyam nanashata. the entire Sainyam saw him dead. So all the Sainyam got perished. The entire army, the whole demon army got perished. They were crying out in arm. They could not ha kritam. They were crying loudly because the chief is gone now. Praharsham cha param jagmo sakala devata gana. Praharsham cha. Praharsham means extreme joy. Jagmu is, devas are called Jagmu because they are all awakened souls. Praharshacha param Jagmu sakala devata gana. The devata gana, everybody were in extreme joy. They just when they saw Mahishasura slain by Devi. Tato ha kritam sarvam Daitya Sainyam Nanashatat Praharsham cha param jagmo sakala devata gana. All the entire devata, divine celestials, they were all extremely joyful, extremely happy. Tushtu uttam sura devim sahadivyair maharshibihi. Tushtu is being contented, satisfied. Tushtu sura means celestials. Devis celestials. Saha divyair maharshibhi. So the great seers and gods, all of them were contented, happy. They tushtu ustam, when tushtu ustam, stuti, so very really satisfied or being very happy, they started praising Devi. And all, not only Sura, not only the celestial, even the seers and other gods praised her. Jagur Gandharva Pathayo. The Gandharvas or the celestial musicians, they started singing in praise of her. Nandrutascha Apsaro Ganaha. Apsaro Gana, Apsaras, Stris, celestial beauties. Apsara, actually they are called nymphs. They are the wives of Gandharvas. Nandrutas, they started dancing. The Apsara Stris, they started dancing in happiness. Tushtu ustam sura devim Sahad divyair maharshibihi Jagur Gandharva pathayo Nandrutus chapsaro ganaha. Oh, we have finished the third chapter. Now we will come as a summarization of this chapter. I mean, not today's session, it's from 21. Anger due to Rajas ruins everything. This is what Mahisha has, what he stood for. The clouds are just going in the sky. He didn't even spare the clouds. How much the whole entire thing gets disturbed. That's what, when they say the clouds got dispersed or fragmented, it means the anger can create that kind of a havoc in even benign things that is found in there. It need not be like, people, if you are meeting your enemy, that's a different thing. Even for people like, it is like now we see now it is so rampant here. Now they are going and bombing places. Innocent kids, what they do? Your own anger, your own ego, you want to establish yourself. They just go and bomb someplace. They just go and thrash terrorist attack. What the terrorist attacks say? It harms, it is their ego, it is their anger towards something. Okay? They have like gone attack a place where even people who are not connected, not related to anything, Whatever their anger need not be towards those people. Like your anger is towards somebody else, but you are punishing someone else for that. No? Like that. This is what exactly he stands for. Mahisha, see, clouds, when they say like the clouds are being fragmented or dispersed by his anger, it means like, his anger, what anger can do. Anger here combined with ego. Why anger comes?
Because the ego is
So that rage, he was under the control of that rage. When anger takes over you, see, all these mishaps don't happen when you still have sense. You may be angry, you may have resentment, but still, like, you want to sit and analyze it. But because still you are not under the grip of that anger. You are not controlled by that anger. But when the anger overtakes you and controls you, then you lose all hell. So you lose everything. Everyone is affected because of that anger. This is exactly what he says, like, Ambar was angry, but her condition still is, it is her child. So she was not controlled by anger. This resentment and the protection of a mother comes to the fore. So many times when we grow, like farming, when we do it, we plant plants, and in between when the come, you have to remove it. You cannot let it grow because it is going to affect the growth of the weeds have to be removed. In the same way, the society at large, there are weeds which actually prevents the growth and the peace of that society. They have to be removed. This is what she is doing. What she has done is removing the weed. Removing the weed is literally removing it. We don't see any daya in that. There must be some soul in this weed also. They get the moksha like that. No? Weed is also jivan, no? We don't see it. In the same way, here Mahisha is a demon, but still her child. But she has to remove it to protect the entire world. Because his anger has taken over him. And he has become unreasonable is an understatement here. Being unreasonable is an understatement here. Because of this rage, he is not seeing what is in front of him. Who he is opposing. He was destroying everything. This is like, his anger, madhodhodha, they say, like he was becoming that pride because of his might and valor. All these things are the aspects of Rajas. Her drinking wine and her face getting flushed, her eyes getting reddened, all these things, and laughing loudly, all these things are also aspects of Rajas. Two aspects of Rajas we have seen. Now, we say like, first he took the form of buffalo and then turned into lion and then to a human form and into a gajam and then into again a buffalo. He was changing forms. I told you Mahisha is an embodiment of ego, personified. Ego, when it is hurt, it finds another reason to establish itself in our lives. Let us not go somewhere else. If someone is hurting us, we want to justify our stand somehow, why we took that stand. No? We find ways and means to justify our stand there. This happens with us. Let us not go anywhere else. Let us not even go to Mahisha. Why he takes so many forms? If that being hurt, again you take some other reason to justify yourself. Because you want your ego to be you are so much egoistic. You want your ego to be justified at somehow or the other. This is what happens with Mahisha. That is why they say, symbolically, they say like he is changing his forms. But what happened? Whatever forms you go through, you had to come back to your original form. No? Like that, he came back to his buffalo form. So that is when, till that time, he was taking different forms. She didn't slay him. He comes back to his original form. She slayed him. She waited for him to realize, for us to realize. You can keep justifying, ultimately come to yourself. So we all go on a circle and come back to where we started, where we start. This is exactly what he did. And it is explained taking in different forms and things like that. And pinning down, I told you last Tuesday itself, pinning down is the act of pinning down. When you have lot of reasons, you know why something has happened, and you pin down on one single thing, and you don't move after that. Till you, you are wavering in your mind, you just see maybe this reason, maybe that reason. When you actually know this is exactly why it happened like that. It is because of this particular thing it happened like this. You pin down. The pinning down, that expression, that metaphor comes only later, and it has been practically seen here as she pinning down and piercing again with the spear. Shulam is her expression. Shulam is what she is, her form. Giving that knowledge to him, it didn't help. First she pierced him, only half knowledge he got. It is like book knowledge. You see, you read lot of recipes. How many times all the recipes have come successful when we make it? Reading is something. Practically doing it is another thing. You make mistakes, you learn it, you perfect it, and at some point of a time you will get exactly the same picture as what the recipe book shows. No? It is the same way, first she gives the knowledge. Piercing with the shulam is symbolically giving you the knowledge. But plain knowledge, that is why they say Jnaninamapi chetamsi Devi Mahatmyam. You go to the top of the Meru also, you can fall down from there. Moha, that Maya is so powerful. You can fall down from wherever you go. Even the last point also you can fall down from there. No? So that is the reason the knowledge, Jnani gains knowledge. But he is not also spared. He is also not spared. In the same way, Mahisha is a demon, overpowered by his anger. Knowledge comes, knowledge gives, even for him. But his anger is so much, he is not able to take everything. That Rajas had to come down. He has to see his true self. Realization is something we talk about. Knowledge gaining is one thing, realizing it another thing. When you realize it, you don't talk about the knowledge, because how you will explain realization? It is like how you will explain sweetness of sweet, or saltness of salty, savory. How you will explain? You have to experience it to understand it. You eat a sweet, you know what sweet is. In the same way, Brahman realization is reading it and knowing it, now everything is in the fingertip. You just touch the button, you will know in the internet everything about what is realization, what is meditation, everything you have. Reading it is one thing. You get half the knowledge. That is why half nishkranta, ardha nishkranta. Only half knowledge has come there. But when the ego is completely off, he is completely released. Chopping off the head actually means the ego is, when your ego is completely off. That is when your knowledge is complete. Only when your ego is completely gone from you, then you get the complete knowledge. You realize the complete knowledge. Ego actually blocks. Desire, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, matsarya. Moha. Kama, krodha, moha, lobha, mada, matsarya. Kama, the desire. Desire is the first step to all problems. Desire leads, when you get it, you become greedy, you want more and more. When you don't get it, you get angry. So from kama, from the desire, when you don't get it, you get angry. The krodha emerges, anger. Lobha, the greediness comes because you are never satisfied with what you got it. There is always like, there is a deficiency, you feel like, insufficient. Interestingly, Shivaji Swamigal was there, Shantananda Swamigal. Someone came with a small boy, he said, Swami, he has to study well. He's not studying well. He has to study well. Swamigal laughed. Swamigal said, now you are coming. You are saying he's not studying. Okay, after some tuitions or something, he's studying and he's progressing well in his studies. And you will come back to me again asking me, he has to go to a good college, Swamiji. Please bless him. So he went to a good college. After he completed his college, he comes back again saying, Swamiji has to get a good job. Job mein mil gaya. He got a job also. Then good wife. Good wife means Swamiji, 10 years, the 4 years of marriage, Swamiji, no kids. Please bless him to have kids.
Story practice.
When he blessed him to have kids, the kids also come. Then the cycle starts again, all over again. The kids had to be healthy, kids had to study well, kids had to get a job, kids had to get... Swamiji just laughed hilariously that day. I still remember because I was standing next to him. Where is the end, Ma? He asked. Where is the end? When are we going to be satisfied? Whether we like it or not, life takes the course. Each one, whatever our path is defined, we travel in that path. We don't accept it like that. No? We want things to be done. We are never happy with what we... Why there is that deficiency? Our ego is deficient. If you look at it, our ego is deficient. That is why it is like agudi. How much ever you put it, it keeps burning more and more. You want more. Your wants never decrease. In the fire, when you start putting, in the yanya, they keep putting so many things. It keeps burning even better. More fuel, more fire. It is like that. Our ego is deficient. That is what they say. That is why the greed comes. Want more, more. There's no end to want. That want to know, there's no end to that. And then when you have it, this is another thing. When you have it, you have pride. Oh, see, I have got a car, I have got a good house, I'm in a big post in a company, I earn so much, I've got a good family, everything is good for me. That pride comes. See, God has blessed me with everything. Till he meets someone better. That pride is there till he meets someone better than him. He will be having, say, he will be living in an apartment. When he sees someone living in an independent house, he will be having one car, he is having 4 cars. He is the general manager of a company, he is the CEO of a company, or he owns one. Then the pride just turns into jealousy. See, what is the root cause of everything is the desire. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya. Where it flourishes in the moha. Everything, all these things flourish so well in the delusion, in moha. The moham that we have, that we see all these things as real. We see all these things, all the material. We have to think like, material things, how much ever good it be, its life is short-living. It is not permanent. You are not going to get a permanent happiness or peacefulness because of all these things. Sensory things. Even if you are going to fall sick, one may be a diabetic, but love for sweets never goes up, even if you are a diabetic, right? You know it is harmful for your health, but still you love sweets. Sensory pleasures and material pleasures, you are never satisfied with. That is the reason we don't realize be it sensory pleasures or be it material pleasures, they are all delusions, moha. But only in this, all the kama, krodha, lobha, mada, matsaryam, everything flourish so well in this. When you get out of that, when you say that this is all delusion, I don't want this, not don't want it. Like, we all have to live. Don't aspire for more. The desire you start cutting off. The desire leads to all these things. So the desire you start cutting off. Cut your wants. Cut desiring for more and more and more. You know that whatever it is, that is what Mahisha has displayed. He never stopped, he was more powerful, but he wanted earth, heaven, hell, everything he wanted. The greed took him to his own, led him to his death. So the greed or all these fine things, when they go to extremities, it is not going to bring in any positivity in life. That is the thing we have to learn from Mahisha's story. Mahisha's story is being selfish or harming somebody. Being selfish, you want you to be happy. So whoever else is there, I will finish them off. I will harm them. So selfishness leads to that harmful aspect. That aspect is what Mahisha represented. Being selfless and love for everybody leads to unity, leads to peace, leads to the positive aspects of the Rajas. That is what, she is the embodiment of all these things. She had to decapitate him, kill him, slay him. only for the good of the community, good of this earth. But at the end of the day, we have to realize that aspect also emerged from the divine. The divinity, that is why Ardhanishkranta, that they say that the realization of your own nature is very important. Even half knowledge we have, we still want to be attached to all the other things. We still want to fight against everything. But getting the complete knowledge means your ego completely gone and you become selfless and ever loving. Love aspect of love leads to the bliss, or bliss leads to vice versa. Bliss leads to love everyone and everything in this world. This is the story of Mahisha that we have to learn. Mahishasuri, maybe the gory details we have got, like they have explained it, only to save, to make us feel the impact of our own anger or negativity, that can have, what kind of an impact it can have on the rest of the world. The rest of the world. That is something is different. How, when you say that Mahisha's story is brutal and it is gory descriptions, we have to understand that the impact that our negativity and our anger can have on the rest of the world. Understand? With this, we will complete this today. Guru Namaha.